All right, welcome into Prize Picks on 5 on the 5 Reasons Sports Network. I'm wearing a mask because I'm inside FTX Arena, formerly American Airlines Arena down here in Miami, where the Heat are going to be playing the Bucks tonight. Make sure to catch up with Before Floor. We'll have coverage here from the arena and the 5 on the Floor podcast and Post Up 5R. But right now, we're going to tell you a little bit about Prize Picks. We're shifting gears here. Still going to do the NFL stuff, but we're going to get into some NBA tonight. Of course, with the Heat playing the Bucks, we're going to start there. The Bucks, though, don't have their full complement of players, so we're going to talk about it. Not even close. So we're talking about that. You can follow me at Ethan J. Skolnick at 5 Reasons Sports. Right above me, you got David Friedman. You can follow him at Taco Bout Sports. And we've got our guy, David Eversole, at David W. Eversole on Twitter. So we're going to go through some of these props. Again, strange circumstances tonight. No Brooke Lopez, no Drew Holiday, no Bobby Portis, obviously no Dante DiVincenzo, but they're really thin, the Bucks are. It's pretty much Giannis, Middleton, and sort of their third teamers tonight against a full complement of Heat players, with the exception of Oladipo, won't be back yet. So this changes things a lot. David, I'm going to go David Friedman on this. You did not, oh, by the way, before we do this, use the code 5. That's why I have it there in my name there. Use the code 5, F-I-V-E, to get your bonus match when you sign up at PrizePicks. And, of course, you don't have to just play the Heat game. You can play all the NBA games, NFL, etc., if you'd like to on PrizePicks. But, David, I'll go to Mr. Friedman first here. You really didn't like this board tonight.
I'm not a big fan of the beginning of the game for beginning of the season, and then on top of that, the Heat games in general are kind of funny to me with the way they play. And then, like you said, the Bucks, you don't know what to expect. But I think we can all agree tonight is a must-win game. Right?
First game of the season, we've agreed. I mean, the reality is with their schedule, David, it probably is actually. I mean, at least to set a tone for the season. But I mean, yeah, it's a bit early for that, I would think.
No, I know. Yeah, no, I took, like, I was joking around. I cherry picked a little bit. I went Kyle Lowry over on assists. I think he's at 6.5 assists. I don't know. It just seemed like he's gonna get over 6.5, and that's my reason.
I mean, he was getting 7 assists in the first half of preseason games.
Right. So I mean, if he fools me game one, I'll be sad. But I don't think it's that high of a number there on him, and especially when they have all those big men out, like you can see a lot of assists to Bam, and easy stuff tonight. So I think that's a lock.
Well, and before we go to Eversole here, that was my reasoning for picking Bam tonight. I go over on Bam at 18.5 points tonight. I think after all of the offseason talk about him needing to be more aggressive, and particularly with the struggles he had against Milwaukee last year, with no Brooke Lopez tonight, there is no excuse. I would anticipate he'll be aggressive enough to push over 18.5 points. Eversole, what do you see?
Yeah, I think a lot of people agree with you because that line for Bam was at 17.5 not too long ago. So I think he's trending in that direction as well. I actually went with Hero over on total fantasy points, 24. But I also feel he could go over on standard scoring as well, 14.5 points. I think it's a favorable matchup. You're not going to catch Milwaukee at a better time. Banged up on a back-to-back. I think it's going to be a pretty good effort from the Heat early, and I'm looking for a big game from him and also from Duncan Robinson. So I took a Hero over 14.5 points and also over 24 fantasy points.
And I think we got to make it clear, there's going to be a lot of noise in the numbers early in the season. It typically is. It's the case in the NFL, too, until things settle out. So you can find some bargains if you want to play it. We all tend to go over on things. But, of course, you can also go under. You can do power play, combine players together if you want to try to earn more, or go flex play and essentially get some of your money back if you don't end up hitting on both of them. Is there anything else that kind of struck you guys tonight?
I mean, I was just on the other games. I did put a 5 pick in, but my other pick on my 3 power is Steph Curry over, I think, 5.5 assists. I don't know. He's just like, you can see that the other day they're back to passing the ball. They're back to being the
Right.
Warriors. So to me, I think that number will start to shoot up on him. But I'm good there.
Yeah, I think the value on him is in the assist number, maybe not the points number.
Right.
At this point to try to find it. Eversole anything for you?
Yeah, I went with Andrew Wiggins over 1.5 3-pointers.
Okay.
Also
That's
from
fair.
Golden State.
Now, I played Wiggins the other night and lost with him, I guess because I didn't recognize the minutes
Welcome
restriction.
to the club.
Yeah, well, the minutes restriction, I think. I mean, not that he played particularly well, but the minutes restriction hurts. That's my only concern with the Warriors early this season is that they've got a couple guys in the minutes restriction. But I'm with you. They did look a little bit more like themselves than they looked last season. So that's definitely the case. PrizePicks.com is where you go. Use the code 5, F-I-V-E. Of course, There's a Thursday night football game tonight. Typically, we focus on that. But the Browns have more players out than the Bucks do, so I'm not going to touch that game at all. I don't feel very good about that. We will be doing these prior to Heat games throughout the season and the rest of the NBA. Again, make sure you use that code FIVE.